Hello, Zero. Look, I added a little tip jar guy in the bottom. Oh, you guys can't see anything, can you? Duh. I'm an idiot. Well, there he is. Okay. Is that tip jar guy too small? Your opinion is as valuable as anybody else's. I am okay, just okay. I worked on some website stuff today. Then I did another day of Uber driving. So that's what my day was like. Or Lyft. I actually do Lyft. I'll do Uber tomorrow for the first time. Oops. That's what's going on. I have to turn on that one. So many symmetry. Other than that, I'm doing okay. How are you doing today? It's not such good money here in San Diego, unfortunately. Not yet, anyway. I haven't figured out how to make it into good money. I would like it to be halfway decent money. Working on it. I know it can be good money in the right cities. The right cities, the right time. It actually can be pretty good. You can make a good living. What happened to make Christmas especially bad? If you don't mind me asking. What's that? Hello, Emotep. I'm actually going to give you your own room, Zero. So that way you can say whatever you want. Yeah, just spur of the moment thing. Try to do the mustache, see how it looks. Right, Zero, there's a Chaos-0 room that I've created. Oh yeah, it looks like you're in it. Okay. Yeah, I just figured, you know what, this monster is so goofy anyway, why not just have some fun with it? So I had these little flippy things here for his hair. That was an accident. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Why don't I just do this here? And hold on a sec, Emo. Yeah, honestly, they weren't purposefully more human eyes, but they tend to be more human looking. And I'm okay with it on this creature. On other creatures, I might redraw the eyes, but on this one, I figured, yeah, I can do whatever. Yeah, he doesn't look like a lion. He looks like something else, but I'm okay with that. And I think I'm going to ink him next, because why not? Yeah. Definitely a hybrid now. He was going to be a lion, but now he's a hybrid. He's a barbershop singing hybrid. That's the mask. Mustache mask. So could I change everything to blue and start inking? Because that's what I want to do. I'm in the mood for some inking. And this guy is not going to be, I'm not going to do borders this time, just because I want to do something a little bit different. Emotep, did you get my whisper I sent to you? Inks. Let's see, so I can do the legs. There we go. But not all the legs. So many things to change. There we go. That's funny, Zero. Yeah, I'm a wimp too. Never did anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to print from that place. Their online samples look okay. I ordered their sample pack, the $20 one. So I won't really know until I get it. But I'm kind of figuring they've been in business for a while. They probably know what they're doing. But once I have the sample pack, I think what I'll do is sort of do a quick online thing and record what I think of the paper and put it on YouTube and people can take a look. Yeah, Finer Works. That's the one. That's the one I'll be using. Until they give me reason not to use them. Yeah, Zero. Be tough, man. Be tough. But yeah, it's tough. It's hard to be tough when there's so many assholes in the world. Funny, Zero. I'm trying to think what I did. I've got to go see what I wrote so that I don't misspeak. Zero, no bother at all. No bother at all, my friend. Let me look up my website because I actually forgot what I did. Let me see what I wrote. Yeah, so the oversized digital file, here's why. So here's why I wrote that. Let me come back to Twitch. Okay, so I draw everything at 600 dpi at the size that it could be output. So for example, the sketch cards, I draw at 2.5 by 3.5. And since I draw them at 600 dpi, I can get away with selling them at 5 by 7 sizes. Now there's going to be, the commissions are drawn at 9 by 12. And so if it's a non-commission that I draw at 9 by 12, then it can go up to larger. So if it's a sketch card, I wouldn't offer that to go bigger than the 5 by 7 because the resolution would start being depleted. And I don't think that's what I'm offering, but you let me know if it sounds confusing what I've got on the website too. That's because I've just got sketch cards, oversized art, and then character art down below, oversized digital file. Hey Zero, thanks for the host. And then with the sample. So definitely let me know if something seems confusing. I'm not trying to confuse, but I was trying to offer enough options because it seems like other artists offer like tons of options. So I thought, okay, well, I'll make sure we offer enough options too. Hopefully that was clear. Sometimes I feel like I just babble my answers. What do you think about? Surprise. All right. I'll try to be ready for it. Well, the original plan for the monster queue was those are going to be sketch cards only. So they could be printed to art card size, but they would not be character art size or poster size. Now, someday I could have something that's character art sheet. Hey, Zero, all right. Fantastic, man. Let me look at this other one. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, see, you should post more often. Post in Discord more often. I'll definitely take a look at your art. I can't quite read that one. I don't know if it'll pop up on screen or not. But yeah, feel free to post anytime, man. So back to the question, Emotep. Yeah, so Monster Q stuff are always going to be sketch cards, so they can be output to sketcher art. Right now, there's nothing really that I offer for a character art sheet yet for print. So technically, I might even take that off. Well, the character art are all commissions too. That's all meant to be the commissions. Yeah, so the character art is a commission. So the commissions will always be drawn on the 9x12 unless someone has a special request to do it smaller, but they'll always be drawn on 9x12, which means the character arts can be art sheet size or poster size. No, it's all good. Looks good to me, Zero. Post anytime. So, prints, non-commissioned, character art sheet. Yeah, so basically, like I said, I mean, I could take that off, or I could start doing some art so that I've got something to offer. But I couldn't really get away with printing any of the sketch card stuff at that size because the resolution would be pretty low, like 150 DPI, maybe a little bit better, but still not worth doing. So yeah, technically I don't have any character art sheets to offer yet, so I probably should take those off. Yeah. Yeah, so that is confusing. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you took a look at. Yep, so it looks like I'll have to do some editing on that. Or I have to get some bigger art done. Oh, you know what? You know what I was also thinking as well? The working at this size was a little bit small for me. So right now I'm working at that sketch card size. I was considering, oh wait, unless this is new. I was thinking of working double size of the sketch art, because that way I could go up to a larger size without any problems. So I think that's what was going through my head. And you know what? I want to see, let me see if I can figure out how big this file is. I might have started with this art. Photoshop's a lot easier to find this stuff. Where's my size of my file? Yeah, Zero. I always told myself I wasn't going to teach people because I feel like I'm such a student. But if you ever have any questions, I mean, I'll do my best to help. I feel like I'm learning as we speak. But I'm always okay to share an opinion. And I hope I don't try to sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I don't feel like I'm knowing what I'm talking about too much. Where is this? Oh, here we go. So image size, canvas size. So if I look at image size, yeah, okay, so I think that's what I was thinking. So this, I'm actually drawing at 7:9 at 600 DPI. So 3.5 by 4.5. I'm actually drawing in a weird size. What was I thinking? I think I messed up my size because it should have been double. Because I was thinking of reducing it by half for the sketch cards. Hold on, I gotta think now. Because my math is so bad. Oh, that's because this sheet has to be bigger. 5x7 with all the extra bleed. Yeah, so I'm drawing at 200% on this art, and it's the first time I did it. So I'll be able to do the characters as sketch cards, art cards, or character sheets going forward. So can't do that with the past stuff because they were drawn at a smaller size. All right, Zero, see you soon. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. So one piece of artwork, but can be working in multiple sizes. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to put more detail in the artwork too. Hey Bear Paw. I'm taking great liberties with this one. So he's walking away from being a lion, a true lion, and a little bit more different. But that's what I got so far. Whoops. Yeah, I just added the mustache tonight. I did these little hair flips, really by accident the other night, and I liked it. And then I'm like, let's give him kind of like a barbershop mustache thing. I'm like, yeah, why not? So, having fun. I'm glad you stopped by tonight so that you could see the progress. Inking is fun. I do like it. That's one of the reasons why I went to this higher resolution image, is so that my inking lines would actually look a little bit better. At least theoretically, that's what I'm after. So we'll see how it goes. I think for whatever reason it's easier to get more thick and thin at this larger size. That's just my magic. Now if you see this purple line here, Clip Studio Paint is, in my opinion, one of the better programs to do symmetry. So it basically sets it up so that I can draw on one side and it'll mirror on the other side. And it has other symmetry tools that I can set up however I want. For example, I did the legs with a different symmetry tool. So if you can see this one, right? It's got like 4 segments. And, I can do all kinds of cool stuff. And because it's symmetry, it looks really cool. Yeah, I love drawing symmetry crap. I think I showed you my symmetry mandalas, right? I showed someone. I'm going to show them again. So these were all drawn with the symmetry tool. I've got a couple samples here. That one. Before Christmas, I was thinking of producing a mandala coloring book. Yep, exactly. That's what I was going to do. But it'll be for next year. I'll release it for next Christmas. Thanks, Zero. I'm glad you like them. When I was drawing them online, no one seemed to care about them, to be honest. But I just think they're kind of cool. There's a guy online, the Ryan Cardinal. Hold on, let me get his real name. I don't want to bastardize it. I think it's the Ryan Cardinal. And he's amazing with the symmetry. I don't know if his stuff's still on, but you should take a look at his stuff if you get a chance. Nah, Zero, this is the symmetry is like, it's cheating. In a good way. I'm okay cheating. Don't get me wrong. But you can kind of do anything. You can kind of do anything and it'll just look kind of cool. So the Clip Studio Paint Pro version is very inexpensive. So if you ever want to, buy that one and draw with this stuff, it's a lot of fun. But you just say you wanted a flag here. You just add anything and it looks cool. No, I'm totally rushing right now too, but I don't want to get sidetracked by this too much, but anyway. Yeah, now Photoshop just added symmetry to them. I haven't tried it yet, but I still think this is better from what I've seen anyway. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to draw symmetry. And this little monster guy was perfect for symmetry, so of course I decided to do that. Save myself some time. If this was a commission, I wouldn't do that, but since it's not a commission, I can do whatever I want. Hold on. Be right back. Go to bed. Lay down. Lay down. Hold on. So Zero, just my little advice is never compare yourself to other artists, because that's a hard road, because there's so many grandmasters out here. But compare yourself to yourself, right? That's all you should ever worry about, is how's your art look today versus how your art looked last year. And if you can just worry about yourself, the journey is a lot more enjoyable. Hey, something's not working. That's weird. Something's not going on. Am I in the wrong layer? I have to move it up, I think. Yep. Yeah, I wish I came up with it. It's just advice that other artists have said. But I took it to heart. Because it's the hardest thing to do. It's the absolute hardest thing to do is not compare yourself to other artists. And it's almost impossible to do. But, you know, the more you can worry about your own stuff, the better off you'll be. Because there's artists that I will never ever be as good. You know, they're that good. And I'm starting this late in life. There's just no way I'll get that good. And I'm okay with that now, because I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. I just enjoy it. And that's the way it should be for everyone. You should do it because you enjoy it. And then hopefully something good will come out of it. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough if you're not where you want to be. But if you keep practicing with purpose, with a goal, and honestly, if you're serious about it, you know, because you might just be a hobbyist, and that's okay. But if you want to be more than a hobby, you have to understand it takes time. You gotta put in the time. There's no shortcuts. And if you're not putting in the time, then you won't get as good as you want to be. Doing art for you, yeah, super important. I totally agree. Totally agree. It's got to be for you first. Hey, Emotep. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'll put my address in the Discord, and you can just send it to me, and I'll get it all ordered up, and we'll go from there. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. 0. That's definitely why I want to create again. I want to remember how fun it was without all the extra BS. Yep. And I don't know if it's like this everywhere, but I really feel like the artists of today are a lot more understanding of how hard it is to get to good and how much time it takes to learn your craft. And it does seem like everyone's a little bit more generous in their praise. When I was younger, especially the comic book artists, it seemed like they were so ultra competitive that a lot of them were arrogant or just kind of snotty or whatever. And there still might be people like that, but I don't see them. It seems like everyone's just kind of genuinely supportive of everyone else. So it's a good time to do art. That's basically what I'm trying to get at. Good time to practice and get better and do it. You'll find people that support you. At least with encouragement. Okay, Emotep, I got my address in Discord. Okay, Emotep, we'll see you soon as soon as you're back up again. And hey Zero, I just left you a message in Discord on who I recommend you should take a look at for anatomy stuff. And what tablet am I using? I am still using an Intuos 3. So this sucker just keeps on going. And I figured out, I fixed it. You probably saw after I updated to Mojave, it wasn't working right. But I Googled it a little bit longer and found out how to get it fixed. So now it's working perfect again, so I'm super happy with it. I do plan on replacing it someday because the new ones are just much more sensitive. The inking lines will look even better. But it's kind of hard to replace it when it's not really broken. Yeah, so it's Proco, Stan Prokopinko, and I think he either knows some of the guys at the Watts Atelier, which was an art place that I went to just for like 11 or 12 weeks or whatever, but they draw this certain style. It's called the Riley style, and once you get used to it, you'll be able to identify them online because there's a few artists that draw in this style, and they're very similar, but it's all very good. They're just so skilled at it. And Stan Prokopinko, I think I'm saying his name right. He's a fantastic teacher. You know, there's good artists online, but Stan is he's just so easy to listen to, and he's so thorough. His lessons are so detailed. I mean, he really gives you your money's worth, no doubt about it. So I don't know the guy at all. I just bought his courses. I've never regretted it. He's that good. So that's who I would recommend. Yeah, he's a big goofball. I hope he looks good when I color him. Do-do-do-do. I think I'll cheat again. I'll do another ruler. Then your ruler, right? Yeah, it was easy this time. Again, when you do the symmetry, right? So I only have to do a couple lines, and I've got lines all over the place. But it's just an easy drawing to draw. There's not a lot of detail. It might be a little bit on the too simple side, but it'll be okay. And it's very forgiving. I can put almost any line anywhere and it kind of looks okay. So it's a very forgiving image. Because it's so goofy, right? Your mind's eye doesn't automatically expect it to look a certain way. So I've got the flexibility to do it just whatever I freaking want. Thank you, thank you. It's kind of at that stage where I have to trust myself. Like sometimes I feel like I'm trusting myself blindly because I don't know, it's sort of that in like that limbo stage. Like I'm not quite sure if it's going to look okay when it's all done. But because everything has been looking not so bad, I kind of have faith it'll be okay. But still, it's kind of nervous. Nerve-wracking. But it's a good nerve-wracking. Alright, what do I want to do? I need to erase. I think I'll do it this way. With the paintbrush, why not? 8-bit music. Yep. Yeah, there's some old school game stuff. Seeded it with a Tetris remix. Took a few months to pick up. Undertale. So I've heard that on Pandora it's not... Oh, what was it? It's not about what you thumbs up, it's what you thumbs down, right? That's how you best filter. I don't know, I might have that backwards. I gave up on Pandora because I know I set up a couple channels and you know, it started off fine, but then it just played the same songs over and over and over. And even though I like the artists, sometimes you get tired of hearing the same song over and over and over. Yeah, I mean, I don't have Spotify. I still listen to Pandora. But, you know, I could spend more time filtering it out. But it shouldn't be that hard. You know, like if I do a channel of Journey, you know, it should be Journey. Not Journey and every other 80s and 90s band. Do they have more variety? Zero? I haven't tried either one of those. I didn't even know YouTube had a channel like these other ones. Unless you're talking about just listening to YouTube music that other people have posted. Then I've listened to that. I always listen to soothing music. Good yoga zen stuff. Music licensing issues, yeah. Pandora can get away with playing most music for free because you don't actually pick the song unless you pay for it. Oh, is that how it works? Okay. And clearly they only have the license to play a certain amount of songs because their library seems to be a bit limited. But if you condition it enough, you can get to play the songs you want, yeah. YouTube has a whole app called YouTube Music. Basically make your own playlist of music you want. I did not know that. I'll have to look into that. Some Star Set. Is that the name of the band? Or a style of music? I'm not a music connoisseur, so you'll find out my ignorance real fast. I'll have to check them out. Star Set. What genre of music is it? Or what genre are they? Alternative rock and futuristic rock. What is futuristic rock? Is that sort of synth sound or something else? As soon as I'm done outlining this guy, I'm gonna go do a quick Google search for them and see what they sound like. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I'll listen to this just a couple minutes. I think I already miss not drawing with borders on this picture. That's alright. I should experiment. Alright, let's see if I can get away with selecting now. Maybe not. Okay. Welcome back. I'm just still plugging away at this, thinking that I took the long way around. But I'll deal with it. What are you eating? Maybe I'm hungry, and by knowing what you're eating, it'll make me want to go get some food. Trail mix is good. I like some trail mixes. I want a turkey sandwich. We didn't have turkey for this Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, for Christmas. So I don't have any extra bird this year. Sandwich. I want a sandwich. Good Lord, this took forever. I think I better save. I haven't saved all night. Yeah, no extra bird. It used to be I had, 2 birds every winter. One for Thanksgiving, one for Christmas. Not this year. You made 7 pies yesterday and all but 1 are gone. What kind of pies did you make? Last year you did ham. My sister didn't want to cook a full turkey. Yeah. I love ham. I love ham with cranberry sauce or honey. And my wife, who's from Kazakhstan, she can't understand that at all. She can't understand why I would ever want sweet stuff on my meat. Dean Winchester approves. Okay, yep. Forms. Shadows. So what kind of pies were those, Zero? What did you make? I really want to figure out how to get this working here. That's how I do it. rhubarb, 2 apple, blueberry, pumpkin, and 2 sweet potato. Pumpkin and 2 sweet potato pies. I don't think I've ever had a sweet potato pie. That sounds very interesting. I love rhubarb. You know, everyone loves apple. Blueberry's great. Pumpkin I always love with whipped cream. But a sweet potato pie? What is that like? Damn you. Now I wish I had some. Forms, not shadows. Yeah, apple pie a la mode always has a special spot in my heart. Yeah, if you don't want the blueberry, I'll take the blueberry. So, poll time. What is your very favorite dessert? The dessert that you will have above all else. I think mine will surprise you guys. Yeah, how dare they raid you, right? They have to pay for it. Banana bread pudding or tiramisu? I was at a buffet last week. They had a bread pudding. I don't know if it was banana. I know it was heavily in chocolate, but God, it was so rich. Yep. How about you, Zero? What's your... Oh, Jello. There you go. You said it right there. Yeah, Jello was so much fun when I was a kid. Still is. So my favorite... Yeah. Now my mouth's watering. Thanks, Bear. My favorite of all things is not even anything sophisticated. It's a root beer float. I can never get enough root beer float. It's good. Loaded with the ice cream when it's all creamy. God, it's awesome. Journeying to San Diego. Yeah, I don't think we're famous for root beer floats. But I sure love making them. Last time I had them, I gained a bit of weight. I had to quit. Oh yeah, I've had Sprite and Jello. Very interesting. Trying to think what dessert my wife and I had. We had a coconut cake. So it was pretty satisfying. I was happy with it. I wonder if I had champagne jello. I've had something because I know I remember something being carbonated and surprisingly bubbly. $12.49. Yay, it's still early. I was worried that time flew too fast. You're obsessed with a coconut cake. Yeah. It was nice and light and refreshing and airy and yeah. I know, Zero, I know. I know you stay up a long time or stay up really late. So I appreciate you sticking around for my my streams. Do. Sleeping in? Yeah, it's always good to sleep in. Did you draw anything tonight, Zero? I mean, besides what you posted for me? Yeah, you can't force it. It should happen just whenever it's ready, right? Although you should do an experiment, and even when you're feeling down and depressed, you should force yourself to draw and see if it helps. Because I know when I'm drawing, I forget all about the pressures that are going on in life right now. I feel like I'm just making all kinds of funny faces tonight. My mouth is doing all kinds of shapes. Sorry about that. That's what one of your heroes would say, is what, draw so that you can forget about everything. Cool. Great minds think alike, huh? I don't know, it just helps me. Drawing is very meditative. I think that's why. And you know, it helps depending on what music you play. Sometimes I'll play energetic music, but I kind of like eerie, slower world music sometimes. Not quite what's playing right now, but depends. Yeah, okay. That's the one thing I forget to change every single time is to rename the stream. Yeah, it even says no mic. It says all the wrong things. Okay. D and D. Monsters. Marauder. Oh, Mauler? Is either Roving Mauler or Roving Marauder? I'll put Mauler for now. Alright, so thanks for the heads up. It should update a couple minutes or 30 seconds or whatever. So Emotep, you got your computer back up? Sorry, Zero. I know, I said I wasn't going to mic it up, and right? And then, yeah. I think it's funny getting scared. I've had people scare me when they've, you know, cheered and subbed and everything. It's kind of fun. Especially when I'm like really concentrating. Mauler? Oh, it is Mauler, okay. Yeah, I thought I was going to be no mic for a while, but my wife went right to bed, so I'm like, okay, I'll just go straight to mic then. Yeah. I'll do my best to scare you again. See, I know I'm making faces with my mouth. I wonder why. I may take a break just to eat something real quick. I'm totally just making stuff up on the fly with this drawing. I really don't have a plan. Everything I'm doing is different compared to what I've done in my other drawings. You know what? Isn't it funny how clowns are so creepy? They are creepy. No plan is good. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Goes back to what I was saying before. It's like, you know what? You get to the point where you just kind of have to believe in yourself. Have faith that I'll make some decisions that'll be good enough to make the drawing look halfway decent. Yep, gotta push the zones. Yeah, isn't that funny, Zero, that clowns scare a lot of people? They're supposed to make us laugh and be happy, but they scare the crap out of us. Remember that time we talked about unleashing the creative about a month ago? You have to give me more hints. If you're talking about the drawing style, line art versus painting, I do remember that. I remember that mostly because I was watching that video today. So could be good timing. But look at that, Nightbot finally talked. They changed the timing on those things because they were popping up too much. Yeah, Zero, I don't remember. It might have been a little bit before you started following me. It wasn't a long time ago, but, or maybe it just caught you in between some nights when you were doing something else. But I think it's before you started following, to be honest. Maybe. But yeah, we were just talking about sort of the differences of coloring line art like I do versus painters. And assuming that's the conversation that Emotep is talking about, the difference, like mentality that the painters have to go through versus, you know, doing the style that I have, which I totally agreed with. I think they do go through a different mentality, different philosophy in how they get their stuff down. I think they're almost always winging it, just that they do so, you know, slowly, one little mark at a time. And they just build it up. Whereas my method is a lot more methodical. It's a very technical method. But it fits my brain. And I think I do it because since I'm not a painter, if I do this technical method, since it's worked for me already, I kind of trust that it'll look good by the time I get to the end too. Yeah. I will veer from it, but I actually really enjoy this technical method too. Goes back to, you know, it appeals to the left side and the right side of the brain, which I've always been that way. I've never been of strong right side only or left side only. So I like doing things kind of a hybrid of both. That's one of the reasons why I do this style that I do, for now anyway. But I will eventually go towards painting more. I don't know for sure what it would look like. I know what I'd love to be able to paint. I showed you this. I probably showed you this the last time we talked about it. Let me switch here to desktop, and then that. So I think you guys can see that beholder, right? I would love to be able to paint that sucker. That's just, to me, it's just like awesome. Yeah. You guys could see that, right? I think you can see it when I switch screens like that. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that, Zero. Have a good night. Thank you for your compliments. I appreciate that. And I'll be here next time. I'm going to try to, since I'm kind of doing that driving job during the day, I'm going to try to stream every night. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, yeah, that other beholder was gorgeous, right? Yeah, this is what my screen looks like. So now this is everything. This is what my screen looks like, so that I can, you know, get the feedback from everywhere, because I've only got one monitor. But then I fake it and simplify everything for you guys, so that you see more. I don't know if it was Emotep or Cap Wolf, but they recommended that I focus more on the drawing and less on the interface. So that's how I set it up this way. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with the screen too. I totally agree. Clean is nicer. I added my guy with the tip jar, so I put him back in, because now there's actually bits to be seen. How big is the drawing part on my screen? I'll actually measure it. It's relatively small, but yet it's large enough that I don't feel too hindered. So it's 9 wide by about 7 tall. So 7 by 9 space. It's big enough. I haven't felt hindered too much by it. You know, because I certainly don't need all the space on a 27-inch monitor to draw. So I guess the one challenge would be, on a bigger monitor, I would be able to see more of the picture all at once. Hey, more charity stuff, absolutely. Thanks, Bear Paw. And Emotep 2? Did you guys plan that? Where you cheered at the same exact time? How did you do that? Make it rain. Ah, that's cool. The bits excite me. I like bits. I think that's a good idea of Twitch to do the bits. Bits and cheers. Yeah, you had to make the number rounded off, huh? Mine's not refreshing. Do you see, Emotep, do you see 1164 or do you see a different number now with your cheers? A biddy train. What's the largest bit donation you guys have seen anyone else do? feel like we're working in the rain. Wow. 10,000 bits. Multiple times. Is that $100 each pop? Yeah, $100 a pop. Wow. There's some very generous people out there. I saw someone just the other night, well, last week. I don't know how you do it, but I think it's one of those options. But he gifted 100 subs to people that were watching this musician. It's like, damn, they got some money. I've been gifted a sub and I was like so excited. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. But man, to be part of the 100 bombs, whatever. I couldn't believe it. You know, it's the first time I'd seen it and I was like, at first I didn't know what was going on. I thought something was broken. And then it just kept going and going and going. It's like watching someone win the lottery. You just keep winning. You gotta be kidding me. 10 grand? Holy hell. They each did 10 grand. Wow, my God. You know, that like, oh look, I didn't do any shading over there. You know, a battle like that, that's like half your year taken care of. You're set for half a year. And maybe not quite half, but still. It would just be insane. Now those $10,000 donations, were those from other streamers? Or do you think it was just fans? All right. I've never had enough money in my life to give that much money. That's insane. It'd be nice to have that much spare. Yeah. My wife and I were talking about this just the other day. We were like, you know, if we had money, we'd be generous. I go, yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I never really took care of myself. Here's my story. So I've always had, I don't want to say it, I've always been the sole provider for my family. So everything that I've had has always gone towards family. But the one exception for a couple years was after my first divorce. I actually took care of myself and got my drum set that I always wanted. Was playing drums for a few years. Felt selfish in a way, but justified too, because I had waited my whole life for it. Now I'm back to taking care of the family. Drawing's cheap, so I can always draw. Yeah, it let me cope. And it really was, you know, someone in a divorce might get a new car, right? They might get something, a boat or something. The drum set was my thing. And it really was something I'd wanted my whole life. So I'm like, you know what? It's time to reward myself. No. I gave it up, but it was time. I don't regret giving it up, because it was never... I was getting to the point where I was getting good enough that if I was going to grow, I needed to make a decision of sticking with the music or sticking with art. And I'm not really a musician. It's not really in my soul to be a musician, although I definitely had fun doing it as a hobby. But even though I stay up late, I just couldn't visualize myself, you know, playing gigs late at night and that kind of thing. So I let it go. I could only do so much, so I decided to do the art instead. Yeah, they do, don't they? The shading has kind of screwed that up. Yeah, you play acoustic or electric guitar? On my wall I've got an acoustic, an electric, and an electric bass. So I had fun playing, goofing around with those, but those were purely hobby. Whereas the drumming I actually tried to get good. Ask Bear Paw. I couldn't tell you keys. I was never that much into music. Playing in a key still confuses me. I just play the notes. Do you play an instrument, Emotep? I think everyone should play, or at least experiment and play for a few years. You know, I played in school band, which was fun, but when I played with my friends, and they were much better musicians than I were by far. But when we played our first songs and it actually came together, it was like just a weird feeling. It's like, oh my God, now I understand why people love playing music together. Very exciting. Yeah, I used to be able to read music. Yeah, Bear, I'm glad you came around. Glad you got to see this guy. And definitely glad you participated. It was a fun conversation. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. But that's what we've got so far. I think his ears still look like they're in front of his face now. Good night, Bear Pod. Emotep, I forget. Are you in Florida? Did I actually remember this time? Can I move the ears? I can probably draw some ink lines in front of it so that they get the illusion they're behind more hair. Let's see here. Highlights. Whoa. All right, I actually remembered. I know Zero's from Chicago. I remember that. I know Cap Wolf is from Switzerland. And Regulus, who used to come by regularly, I haven't seen him in a long time, was from... Oh, where was he from? Brazil or Argentina? Yeah, that's me, Mr. International. Yeah, it is. I didn't appreciate it at first. But yeah, it's really cool. And it's all because of the internet, right? The internet, now you can make friends halfway around the world that you would have never, ever, ever had the opportunity of getting to know them. That's pretty amazing to me. I don't know. Do you know? It just does kind of random bits when anyone does anything, right? When I test it, I don't know if the bits that I test with stick with it. Let's see if they go away or if they stay in there. Yeah, they're interacting with everything. I just knocked out most everything. So no, I think the physics engine will make it different every time. I am almost done for the night because I can feel myself getting sloppy and just kind of feeling screwing it up. So I'll definitely have to blend in stuff. All right, I think that's it. Resave that. Might be okay if I blend it. I thought it would look better than it does. What if I give him color? What will he look?
Oof.
All right, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to save this. Yeah, this is where you'll keep pushing me along, because I'm not feeling it, to be honest. I was hoping for myself it would look better than it does right now. You know, it's not horrible per se, but maybe tomorrow when I'm a little bit more rested, I'll be able to figure out what to do. I think it needs some blending, but maybe not as much as I usually do. So we'll see. Oh man, I'm crashing fast. So I think I'll call it a night. It's amazing how I was doing strong except for the last 15 minutes. Okay. Yeah, that's why I got to figure out how I'm going to color it. I mean, with the shading coming in and the highlights, and yeah. Like I said, usually there's always a stage of every drawing where I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But if I just keep pushing forward, usually it turns out okay. So we'll see. But I usually feel better about the drawing at this stage than I do right now. So this one's proving to be a challenge for me. Okay, so yeah, good night. I could be on tomorrow night. Depends how tired I am, but the plan is I will be on tomorrow night, so we'll see.